You won't believe what just dropped in the hip-hop world. It's a full-blown courtroom bombshell that's shaking the very foundations of rap royalty. What happens when a legendary rapper decides to rip the lid off his longtime rival's family secrets? In a legal document, yep, you heard that right, Cameron. Just threw the ultimate shade, and we're talking about exposing Jim Jones's family in a court filing so explosive it's got everyone from Harlem to Hollywood talking. Is this the biggest betrayal the game has seen in years, or just another day in the savage world of rap drama? What dirty laundry did Cameron dig up, and how far will this feud go? Spoiler alert, it's juicier than a reality TV reunion with twists and turns that'll leave you shook. Stick around because we're about to break down every scandalous detail, all the receipts, and the fallout that's about to wreck careers. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. Grab your popcorn because the truth is about to get loud, messy, and downright savage. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, now that you're sitting on the edge of your seat, let's unpack exactly what Cameron is throwing down in this explosive court filing. This isn't just some petty family spat or old-school rap beef recycled for clicks. No, this is an all-out legal expose with allegations so wild they're practically begging for a Netflix series at the center of the storm. Jim Jones, Harlem's own rapper turned mogul, and his entire family circle. Cameron's filing paints a picture of a tight-knit family empire that's not just about music and success, but allegedly built on a foundation of fraud, corruption, and outright deception. Remember the Dipset days, the iconic crew that put Harlem back on the hip-hop map? Jim Jones, known for his gritty verses and street-savvy hustle, built an image of success and loyalty, but behind the scenes, Cameron's filing claims that the image is a carefully constructed facade, masking a darker truth. What's the dirt exactly? According to Cameron, Jim Jones's family has been orchestrating a series of fake business ventures, companies that exist only on paper but move millions of dollars through complex money laundering schemes. One of the so-called businesses is supposedly a real estate investment company. On the surface, it looks legit: high-rise buildings, prime Harlem addresses, and a steady stream of investors. But digging deeper, which Cameron says he did with help from inside sources, reveals ghost transactions, inflated property values, and suspicious wire transfers that suggest the money isn't coming from where Jim Jones claims insiders allegedly provided Cameron with leaked bank statements showing unexplained deposits in the millions, often followed by quick withdrawals to offshore accounts in the Caribbean and Europe. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The filing also accuses several family members of colluding in these schemes. Some are named directly, others referenced anonymously, but the message is clear: this isn't a one-man show. The entire family allegedly plays a role in maintaining this elaborate house of cards. But it's not just about shady financial dealings. Cameron alleges emotional manipulation too. According to the documents, some family members were pressured into silence with threats of disinheritance or public disgrace. Others were allegedly set up as scapegoats when things started to unravel. Think about it, when family loyalty gets weaponized to hide crime, you're looking at a toxic environment that goes way beyond rap drama. Cameron's filing describes secret meetings in private homes where family members argue heatedly about how to handle the fallout, with some pushing for full cooperation with authorities while others demand silence at all costs. The narrative gets even messier when you throw in stories about lavish spending, expensive cars, private jets, and extravagant parties paid for with the very money that might be tied to these illicit activities. One anonymous source described a party where champagne flowed like water, designer labels ruled the room, and the vibe was like nothing mattered because it was all built on lies. Fans remember Jim Jones's public persona, the confident, larger-than-life figure throwing $100 bills in music videos and living the high life. But Cameron's filing asks a crucial question: how sustainable is that lifestyle if it's propped up by criminal activity? And more importantly, how long can the family keep this charade alive under increasing legal scrutiny? Legal experts who've reviewed parts of the filing off the record, of course, say the allegations could open multiple investigations, everything from tax fraud to racketeering. They note that if authorities find even a fraction of what Cameron claims, the entire family could face serious charges that might dismantle their empire entirely. Of course, Cameron didn't come out of nowhere with this information. Rumors and whispers about Jim Jones's family finances have swirled for years. Industry insiders have long suspected that behind the flashy image lies a web of secret deals that aren't always kosher, but no one had the guts or the receipts to go public until now. And the timing, you guessed it, this court filing dropped just weeks before Jim Jones's highly anticipated album release, causing shockwaves in the music community. Was it a strategic power play by Cameron to steal the spotlight, or a genuine call for justice and truth? The debate rages in In response, Jim Jones and his camp have doubled down on their denial, branding the filing as a baseless witch hunt and accusing Cameron of trying to reignite an old feud to stay relevant. But here's the kicker: court records don't lie, and these documents are already being dissected by media outlets, fans, and legal analysts alike. Social media is a battlefield. Hashtags like Entra Cameron Court Battle and Tra Jim Jones Exposed are trending as fans pick sides. Memes mocking lavish Dipset lifestyles are circulating, alongside serious threads analyzing the potential fallout. Some loyalists refuse to believe their hero could be involved in anything criminal, while others say it's about time. The truth came out, and it's not just fans, even fellow artists are weighing in quietly behind the scenes, with some sources claiming they're shocked but not surprised by the allegations. The once tight-knit Harlem rap community is now divided, with alliances shifting as this court drama unfolds. All eyes are now on the courthouse. What happens next could redefine not just Jim Jones's legacy but the entire Dipset brand that's been influential for almost 2 decades. Will this family survive the storm? Or will the empire crumble under the weight of Cameron's accusations? Next part, we'll dive into the juicy details from leaked reports, anonymous insider revelations, and the public's explosive reaction to this scandal. Will uncover the wild stories that didn't make headlines, the secret meetings, the hush money, and the power plays behind the scenes. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Picking up right where we left off, this legal battle isn't just your average courtroom drama. Cameron's filing reads like a thriller packed with bombshells, secret tapes, and financial trails that look like they came straight out of a Hollywood crime flick. So let's dig into the juicy details that have everyone talking behind closed doors and trending on social media. First off, let's talk about the money, because obviously that's where the real skeletons are hiding. According to confidential documents leaked exclusively to sources close to Cameron, the Jim Jones family allegedly operates a tangled web of offshore corporations disguised as legitimate businesses. These entities, the filing claims, funnel money through a dizzying network of accounts designed to mask the true origins of cash flows. One insider, who asked to remain anonymous but claims to have worked within the family's financial management team, told investigators that there were nights we'd see wires coming in from places that didn't make sense, companies that don't even exist, just empty LLCs set up for laundering money. This source went on to describe extravagant spending sprees that didn't match the income Jim Jones publicly declared. We're talking private yachts, exotic vacations, and luxury cars purchased without any clear business justification. Meanwhile, family members involved in the scheme allegedly received hefty payouts, reinforcing a culture of secrecy and greed. Leaked bank records paint an even more incriminating picture. One file supposedly shows a $3 million transfer from a Caribbean account into a New York-based real estate holding company, a transaction with no legitimate explanation. Another document revels multiple cash withdrawals totaling over $500, zero in a single month, all flagged by suspicious activity reports that, strangely enough, went uninvestigated at the time. And it doesn't stop there. The filing also alleges that several family members used fake identities to open multiple credit lines and shell accounts, further muddying the waters. Cameron's legal team calls this a deliberate attempt to hide assets and evade taxes. But here's the real kicker: the court filing references a series of audio recordings obtained by anonymous whistleblowers that allegedly capture private conversations between Jim Jones and his closest relatives. In these recordings, voices are heard discussing off-books deals, hush payments, and plans to keep everyone quiet while the money kept flowing. One clip reportedly leaked to the media, but never officially verified, features a family member saying if anyone tries to speak up, they lose everything. This isn't just business, it's survival. The chilling tone paints a picture of a family ruled by fear and intimidation. Of course, the Jim Jones camp has dismissed these claims as fabrications and distortions. Insiders close to the rap industry have been dropping hints to, one veteran producer told a source. I've heard rumors for years about some questionable dealings behind the scenes, but no one had the proof until now. Meanwhile, a former Dipset affiliate, who requested anonymity, reportedly told us, "I'm not surprised family money gets messy everywhere. But this sounds like a whole other level. It's sad, really, and it's not just the hip-hop community reacting. Local Harlem leaders and community activists have started speaking out, expressing concern over how these allegations might affect the neighborhood's reputation. One community organizer said Harlem's history is rich, and we don't need a scandal like this overshadowing everything the community has worked for." Behind the scenes, the filing has sent shockwaves through the family's business associates. Several companies linked to the Jones family have reportedly begun distancing themselves, quietly pulling back sponsorships and partnerships. To avoid being dragged into the controversy, sources say that private conversations among business partners have centered around damage control, how to navigate a PR nightmare that could spiral out of control. They're trying to figure out which contracts to cancel, and who to blame if the feds get involved. One insider revealed, speaking of the feds, whispers of a federal investigation have been growing louder while no official statements have been made. A government source familiar with the situation confirmed that several agencies, including the IRS and FBI, have taken an interest in the case. The source hinted that financial irregularities flagged in filing match patterns we look for in money laundering and tax evasion cases, but cautioned that investigations are still in the early stages. Back on the streets, fans of both Cameron and Jim Jones have turned this into a full-blown cultural debate. Forums and comment sections are flooded with heated arguments, with some accusing Cameron of betrayal and others calling Jim Jones's family a mafia-style operation. Even rappers not directly involved have weighed in via social media, some throwing subtle shade, others openly supporting Cameron's quest for truth and accountability. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly: when hip-hop legends start exposing family drama like a reality show, you know it's bigger than music. Amid all the chaos, one thing's clear: this scandal is about more than just rap. It's a cautionary tale about how power, money, and family ties can twist together into something dangerous. And while the story continues to unfold, it's anyone's guess how deep the rabbit hole goes. Will new players emerge? Will more leaks surface, or will the family manage to put out the fire before it engulfs them all? We're just getting started. The final part will break down the fallout, the legal battles ahead, potential resignations, government probes, and the public backlash that could make or break the Jones family legacy. You do not want to miss what happens next. Right where we left off, the aftermath of Cameron's explosive court filing is reshaping the entire landscape of Harlem's hip-hop scene and beyond. The once tight-knit Dipset family is now splintered, the business empire shaken, and the public eagerly watching as the drama unfolds on every music front. First, let's talk legal. The filing triggered an avalanche of responses, with Jim Jones's legal team firing back with fierce motions to dismiss, calling the claims baseless, defamatory, and purely strategic. But the pressure is mounting. Several judges have already signed off on subpoenas for financial records, and the courtroom is gearing up for a full-blown discovery process that could drag multiple family members and associates into the spotlight. Legal experts watching this case say it's shaping up to be one of the most significant celebrity-related financial scandals in recent memory. If the prosecutors get hold of Cameron's evidence, those leaked documents, bank statements, and audio recordings, the implications could be devastating, ranging from hefty fines to criminal charges. Meanwhile, sources say internal conflicts within the Jones family are intensifying. Multiple insiders reveal that a few key family members are quietly distancing themselves from Jim Jones, fearing that their own involvement might be exposed. One source told us there's serious tension. People are choosing sides, and some are preparing to cooperate with investigators to save themselves. This has led to whispers of potential defections and sealed deals with prosecutors, a move that could turn the tide of the entire investigation. Imagine that: family members once loyal turning witnesses in a courtroom. Drama fit for a Netflix series. The public fallout has been no less dramatic. The hip-hop community is divided. Some fans say this scandal tarnishes the legacy of Dipset and Harlem's rich rap history, while others applaud Cameron for exposing corruption and standing up for truth. The debate has reignited conversations about loyalty, power, and the consequences of mixing family with business. In the midst of the chaos, Jim Jones's brand partnerships are taking a serious hit. Major sponsors have begun pulling their ads and endorsements, citing brand safety concerns. Sources within advertising agencies say that in today's social media climate, brands don't want to be associated with legal scandals. No matter how popular the artist is, this financial strain adds a new layer of pressure on Jim Jones and his team, possibly affecting upcoming album releases, tours, and business ventures. One insider remarked, when the money dries up, the real problems begin. On a more personal level, friends close to Jim Jones reveal he's under immense stress. One confidant said this is not just about business. It's a personal nightmare. Family drama spilling into the public eye is painful, and it's weighing heavily on him. Despite the turmoil, Jim Jones has been seen attending meetings with top PR consultants and legal advisors, trying to strategize a comeback and rebuild his image. Rumors of a documentary addressing the scandal have surfaced, although nothing official has been confirmed. Meanwhile, Cameron has positioned himself as the whistleblower, the one who dared to pull back the curtain on a family empire built on shaky foundations. His camp has been silent. publicly but busy behind the scenes meeting with investigators and preparing for what could be a lengthy court battle. Some speculate that Cameron's timing wasn't accidental, that he might be leveraging this filing, not just for justice, but for a power play within Harlem's rap hierarchy either way. His move has sent a clear message: no family secrets are safe, and no empire is untouchable outside the courtroom. Community leaders and Harlem residents are bracing for the long-term effects. One community organizer told us this situation has put Harlem under a microscope. We hope it leads to accountability but also healing, because community can't afford to be divided by this. At the same time, local nonprofits and youth programs are reportedly worried about funding as sponsors reconsider their involvement. Due to the controversy surrounding one of Harlem's most prominent figures, even the media circus surrounding the case has sparked debates about privacy, loyalty, and the fine line between public interest and sensationalism. Critics argue that the personal lives of artists should remain private, while others believe transparency is necessary when public figures hold significant influence. As this saga continues, the music industry is watching closely. Will other artists step forward with their own stories? Could this case inspire more scrutiny of hip-hop's financial dealings, or will it become just another forgotten chapter once the headlines die down? One thing's certain: the Jones family drama has changed the game. What started as rap rivalry turned into a legal and cultural phenomenon that's forcing everyone to reconsider what loyalty and legacy really mean in the world of hip-hop. So what's next? The court hearings are scheduled to start within the next few months, and sources say they could last for years. Meanwhile, expect more leaks, more drama, and possibly even more players entering the fray. If you thought this was just another beef, think again. This is the story of power, betrayal, and survival, told through the lens of one of Harlem's most iconic families. Stay tuned for the final verdict, when justice, truth, and legacy collide. All right, fam, now that you've heard all the wild details, the secret deals, the family betrayals, and the legal battles shaking up Harlem's rap scene, what do you think? Is Cameron the ultimate truth teller, exposing a corrupt empire, or just stirring the pot to take down Jim Jones? Could this scandal change the entire game for Dipset? Or is it just another chapter in their long, messy feud? Drop your hottest takes in the comments. Don't hold back. Who's really to blame here? And how far do you think this legal war will go? Is there hope for the Jones family to come back from this, or is this the beginning of the end? If you're ready for more exclusive jaw-dropping exposés, make sure to hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a single update. Trust me, with stories this explosive, you want to be the first to know when the next bombshell drops. Until then, keep your eyes open, your ears sharp, and remembering, the world of hip-hop, the truth, is always stranger than fiction.